Hello, everybody. It is Star Trek Tuesday. You know what that means. It is time for the main viewer. Well, what's the main viewer? It's a live show in which we talk about all the biggest news in the world. Just so happens to pretty much all be Star Trek related, but that's just because that's what the biggest news in the world is. So we're going to be talking about, of course, Star Trek Starfleet Academy. This thing has been teased, it feels like, for decades. We finally have it. It's confirmed. It's happening. There are approximate dates of when things are going to start. Oh, man, we know so much about it, and we're going to share it all with you. So many things. We have cast and crew announcements. Maybe. Also, Star Trek Pulaski. I don't know if you've heard, but Star Trek Pulaski
Right.
is also in the news, everybody. If we're talking about new shows that may or may not be happening, Star Trek Pulaski is definitely one of them.
I think she's going to be in Picard. I think she's going to be one of the people who made the Vadic aliens or the Vadic changelings.
Oh,
that would be cool.
Oh my gosh.
What else do we have? Terry Matalas is in the news talking about how Picard season 3 ends. He also has a few teases of his own about a character that will be coming back, maybe, in Star Trek Picard in the final 3 episodes. Lots of stuff. We also have a writer's mentoring program from Paramount Plus that's pretty interesting and cool, and everybody should check out. And Master Replicas continues Eagle Moss Star Trek Starship stock sales in a few days, so check that out. There's so much stuff. By the way, also, First Contact Day is tomorrow, everybody.
Eve. It's First Contact Day Eve.
As our good friend, I believe she's in the live chat already, Jenny R. Johnson stated, this can also be a holiday because this is when Zephram Cochrane and Deanna Troi were, throwing back a few. What do we do on that holiday? Guess we get drunk.
I go sing at the piano bar after this.
Yeah, but one thing there is no time for today is to talk about the timeline. That's also
I don't have
First
time
Contact
to
joke.
Talk about the time.
There it is.
All right. You're wearing a First Contact Day shirt.
Yes, everybody, you can wear your very own First Contact Day T-shirt because in Star Trek, theoretically, if they had a baseball league, the Galactic Baseball League, and they had baseball teams, what would the Bozeman, Montana team be? Of course, it would be the Bozeman Phoenixes. It's got cool stuff here on the back. It's got a whole big giant thing. You can find that in the link below. It says Star Trek and Chill. Click on it. Get your very own Bozeman Phoenixes baseball T-shirt for yourself or someone you love. I should say or because you, of course, love yourself. And that's at Star Trek and Chill in the link below. Get it while supplies last, which is probably forever. Melissa Longo is also here wearing her baseball T-shirt from Star Trek and Chill. That's the Decor Province Majors. How are you, Melissa? Very
awesome.
Nice. I'm good. I'm so excited about these shirts. This has a little thing on the back too. I can't move. I love the little back thingies.
Beautiful. Me too. Makes me feel like we're back in the 80s and 90s. Dr. Noor, you heard his voice. He's here. He's you know him, occasional science advisor for Star Trek. He's wearing looks like an item from Melissa Longo. Am I right?
Yeah, this is one of the classic Walking Art Made by Melissa shirts. This one is not yet available on the introvertedrepublic.com's, which is the new home for Walking Art Made by Melissa. Not quite there yet, but should be there soon. But it's very cool. Yeah. Just a simple tailor. Okay. Love that. It was a very creative design.
Mm-hmm. All right. And Dr. Anne-Marie Siegel is here. She's the walking exclamation point, the resident web crawler, and she has her hair in a bun today.
Yeah, but I'm also wearing Frangia from the 7th World Teespring store, of which I have 7.
You really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. You have one for every day.
Yeah, she does. All right. Wow, so much good stuff to talk about. By the way, shout out to Matt Boardman for making this cool little graphic for us here.
Love
The main
that.
viewer, and see how Starfleet
That's
Academy is on the main viewer.
Mhm.
Good job, Matt.
Let's get to the news in just a second here. Let's say hello to Dave Gregory, Linda Anderegg in the live chat, Chris Marshall. Jenny R. Johnson says, Tequila Shots Eve. Yep.
I don't know if you guys already highlighted, but maybe we should highlight Dave Gregory's unboxing
Yes.
video.
That I watched 3
yes.
times.
That was
because it's so
really
amazing.
great of the prize he won from Virtual Trek back in February. So that or set of prizes wasn't just one, but that was
We
awesome.
should
Good job,
show
Dave.
it. Yeah.
Oh my
It's
God,
like
the best
17
thing
minutes
ever.
long. I don't know if you want to play the whole thing, but
Yep.
17 minutes.
Yeah.
Is it really 17
Yes.
minutes? I didn't
think so.
realize it
I
was
watched it
that
3
long.
times.
It didn't feel
So
like
good.
it though.
No, it didn't feel like it.
at all.
Haberdashery going up.
I
It
love
was-
that part.
It's amazing.
Are you
Dave
being
Gregory,
searched?
that was so hot. That was like the hottest video I've seen. Like I made sure to like close the blinds and everything. Lucia Raz is
Unboxing
also
porn. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was.
I'm addicted.
Hello to Aaron and BL and the Great Merman. Chuck A, we see you all. Pat B, Fran Iverson, hello. Matt Boardman's also in the live chat. Who else? Everybody. Basically everybody who's everybody. BL is given a couple spoilers in the live chat. That's great. And about Pulaski. May Borello, hello. All right.
Oh, and just so everybody is, we shared the Dave Gregory video to the 7th Rule and Virtual TrekCon groups on Facebook. You
Yeah.
can see them there.
Yeah, and if we have time, we'll give you a little snippet.
Oh my God, it's the best thing
Give
ever.
you a little
That's so cool.
snippet. We got to have time for that.
Yeah.
Well, let's get started, everybody. The big news of the week, this dropped a few days ago. Everybody knows, possibly, Star Trek Starfleet Academy is no longer a rumor. It's no longer a hope. If you want One Tree Hill in space, it is. I've never seen One Tree. I don't know. It just felt like it was some kind of like, is
Yeah.
it like a teen thing? I don't know.
maybe
I
it's
don't know.
like
I haven't seen it yet, but
maybe it's like Community. Maybe it's like that sitcom.
Oh,
If
that
you
would be
want
funny.
reality bites in space,
Dawson's
or
Creek in
dazed and
space.
confused
No.
in space,
Oh, that
it
would be
is
fun.
coming your way. Oh, that'd be funny. So they could call the show Stardate 90210.
Oh
Oh,
my
that's a good name for it.
God, that's amazing.
That is
Stardate
amazing.
90210. Okay.
1.0.
Well, so it's happening, and let's get a little bit more detail on it. Mohammed, if you would do us the honors
Happy to.
here, let's pull this up for just a moment. Everybody watching knows we're pulling up a cool article from our friends at trekcore.com. Trek Movies coming up shortly. Cool picture.
Very cool
Take
picture.
it away.
All right, breaking news. Star Trek Starfleet Academy series begins production in 2024 at Paramount Plus. After years of rumors and hints, the next Star Trek television series is officially on the way, and it's at last set at the educational center point of Federation life, Starfleet Academy. Announced today by Paramount Plus, Star Trek Starfleet Academy will become the 4th live action and 6th overall Star Trek series produced for the streamer by Alex Kurtzman's Secret Hideout production company, and is planned to go before cameras next year. And then comes the official release. Should I start reading that?
Hang on 1 second.
Yeah.
Does this say 4th live action? Is everybody forgetting about short treks? Are we not counting that?
Yeah, I think they don't count that. Even though it's great, I don't think they count that.
I mean, it's
It
considered
is
a
Star Trek.
series,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It has its own IMDb page. Now that doesn't mean anything, but if it has its own Paramount Plus page,
Wait.
which I bet it does, then shouldn't short treks be? Isn't that a series?
Wait, what are you saying? Because wouldn't this be the 5th one then?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the point. That's what he's saying. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were saying this would be the 4th. I was like,
No, that's what
yeah.
No,
that's
the
what
article.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking right now on Paramount Plus. This is up to the minute in investigative journalism. But I think it does have its own. Yep, there it is.
Yeah, and like half the names listed below worked on short treks.
Yeah, it's 10 episodes, 2 seasons, if I remember correctly. That's what it looks like. Anyway, actually they've got them organized
but it might be
as
like,
1 season, 10 episodes.
Like in the Breaking Bad universe, they don't like all those miniseries between seasons get like Emmys like short treks did, but they're not counted as seasons in their franchise. So it might be similar.
I think we're gonna have to do some official what executive decisions. Well, no, this is gonna be an executive decision brought on by polls that will be agreed upon by via polling data. So the question is going to be, is short treks should short treks be an official series, right? What do you guys think?
I honestly don't know.
I'm on the fence on that one too, actually. I like it, but should it
Should it be an official series? I think so. It's got its own through line. Just because it's an anthology doesn't mean it's any less of a series, and people put work into it and people wrote it, and it has canon involved in all of it. So I don't see why it shouldn't be counted as a series, personally.
That's a fair point. I guess if you can compare it to like Love, Death, and Robots, right? Which that was those really short episodes, and it's kind of anthology too. So I guess in that sense, yeah, not fair. I'll go with yes. Lisa's usually right anyway.
I think it's gotta be, because here's what I was just thinking while you guys were saying that. If it's canon, then it should be its own series.
I mean, they refer back to it.
I believe it is considered canon. So this would be the first time something that is considered canon is not considered its own series, part of a series or a movie. Right.
Well, to be clear, this is by Trek Core, not necessarily by Star Trek.
but it seems like I've seen this every time, like even with Star Trek's published posts or things like that. Like I feel like because they talk about like their 5 series.
Right.
And I always go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're missing short treks.
Right. And they did even bring over a storyline from short treks to Discovery. So
totally.
That
and Picard.
So actually, it's interesting.
We're Strange New Worlds. Yeah, I don't know. But like other franchises aren't calling their things that are equivalent to short treks that. So I just don't know. That's why I'm torn. Otherwise, I'd say yes.
It feels like they mean it to be like a companion series, right? It's like DVD extras, like they would say, well, the Ready Room isn't canon, it's just a show. But so I feel like they maybe put it in that category. But to me, I'm like, hey, if this is canon, if these are real things really happening, this is an official series.
And you just said companion series, so it's still a series.
I was going to tease and say we're assuming it's short treks they're forgetting, but for all we know, they're forgetting Strange New Worlds.
Yeah, maybe
they didn't list them out.
Yeah, maybe they're like, yeah, obviously short treks. We know that one. And we're like, well, then what? What's the problem here? We're gonna have to find out. I think the people must demand an answer from Star Trek official, and then they're gonna be like, we don't know. Ask Star Trek on Paramount Plus. Ask that Twitter handle, Star Trek on P Plus. Don't bug us with that stuff. We don't know. We just want to sell you Murph dolls.
I wish.
Yeah, right.
I know.
Faith Howell says, I think Short Treks is Trek, but it's not a series. It's not quite cohesive enough for me. It's more like a modern DVD extra. Yeah, David Gregory says, nope, totally canon.
I love Aaron Walke's answer. The Ready Room is a canon holodeck program where crew members get to take on the roles of talk show guests.
Oh my God.
The best answer. I love that.
That is great.
The Traveler.
Oh my gosh,
Hosted by
that's
the
amazing.
Traveler.
Oh
Hey, Aaron.
my gosh.
Aaron, you've been you
How
let
are
out
you
quite
voting?
the leak. He let out quite the leak recently. So we'll
Yeah.
be talking about that in just a second, everybody. It is, I don't know if we should be sharing this rumor around. I don't know if this is,
Maybe
we didn't sign
need to
any,
have it in the background.
we didn't sign any NDAs, so we are not beholden to these. If they get leaked, they get leaked. That's how it goes. Anyway, so everybody stay tuned for the leaked next show, which they'll be calling the 5th, when it's really the 6th. Or maybe that's animated. Maybe that's, I don't know. Mohammed, can you finish us off here to the official announcement from
Sure.
Star Trek? They will be officially announcing what was leaked soon as well.
Awesome. This is it. Sorry. Paramount Plus announces series order for Star Trek Starfleet Academy, March 30th, 2023. Paramount Plus today announced the series order for the all-new original series Star Trek Starfleet Academy. The series will follow the adventures of a new class of Starfleet cadets as they come of age in one of the most legendary places in the galaxy. Produced by CBS Studios, the series will begin production in 2024. Star Trek Starfleet Academy will introduce us to a young group of cadets who come together to pursue a common dream of hope and optimism. Under the watchful and demanding eyes of their instructors, they will discover what it takes to become Starfleet officers as they navigate blossoming friendships, explosive rivalries, first loves, and a new enemy that threatens both the Academy and the Federation itself. In celebration of the news, a joint announcement has been made by co-showrunners and executive producers Alex Kurtzman and Noga Landau. Hope I pronounced that right.
And here it
I don't know if
is.
there's any relation to Les. Yeah.
Or Martin.
All right. For the first time in over a century, our campus will be reopened to admit individuals, a minimum of 16 Earth years, or species equivalent, who dream. Wait, does that make sense? A minimum of 16 Earth years or species equivalent?
Of age, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
minimum
gonna
of
say there's like a
16
missing
Earth
set of
years of
words
age.
there.
Yeah.
Who dream of exceeding their physical, mental, and spiritual limits, who value friendship, camaraderie, honor, and devotion to a cause greater than themselves. The coursework will be rigorous, the instructors among the brightest lights in their respective fields, and those accepted will live and study side by side with the most diverse population of students ever admitted. Today, we encourage all who share our dreams, goals, and values to join a new generation of visionary cadets as they take their first steps toward creating a bright future for us all. Apply today. Ex Astris Scientia.
And one cool thing in there is when they use the term diverse, Star Trek can take that even a step further, because what we're talking about is a diversity of aliens and species and genders and sizes, which is going to be a lot tough. I mean, in an animated show, you can do whatever you want with that. Maybe they'll have the budget.
Along with the species 10C, along with an Excalbian.
Yep, there'll be a species 8472 walking around being like, "I'm late for my communications class."
Yep.
They're like, "Use your third leg."
I just pictured the legs.
Yeah. Use your third leg, Rover. And Rover's like, "Oh yeah," and he hops on it like a kangaroo, kind of like kangaroos. Or maybe they use their third leg like kangaroos use like their tail. They bounce and when they kick out. Oh boy, the possibilities are endless. Booty too big.
I just can't wait for the scenes where they're all underneath that big tree. It'll be so heartwarming.
The Boothby tree?
Yeah.
We saw it nicely Discovery there in season 3.
Yeah, that was nice. Tree hugging. All right, let's read a little bit more of this if we could, Dr. Noor. There's a lot more. There's so much.
All right. Alex Kurtzman and Noga Landau will serve as co-showrunners and will executive produce the series alongside executive producers Gaia Violo, Aaron Byers, Jenny Lumet, Rod Roddenberry, Trevor Roth, Frank Siracusa, and John Weber. The series premiere episode is written by Gaia Viola. Star Trek Starfleet Academy will be produced by CBS Studios in association with Secret Hideout and Roddenberry Entertainment. Here's a quote. We are excited to introduce Star Trek fans to a whole new generation of Starfleet officers in training as they navigate the rigors of the Academy and the brink of adulthood in Star Trek Starfleet Academy, said Dominic DeMeglio, Chief Marketing Officer and Head of Data Paramount Streaming. Quote, introducing new characters and compelling storylines, this all-new original series will serve as a fantastic addition to the franchise and Paramount Plus, bringing new generations of viewers and long-term Star Trek fans alike together to enjoy the next chapter in the iconic Star Trek universe. Quote, as we continue to explore more of the Star Trek universe, we're thrilled to bring Star Trek Starfleet Academy to fans around the world as the next chapter in this expanding franchise, said David Staff, president of CBS Studios. Quote, Alex Kurtzman and Noga Landau's vision is a smart and thrilling take that celebrates the core principles of what Star Trek has always stood for, but through the eyes of the next generation of Starfleet's leaders. Star Trek Starfleet Academy is the latest addition to the expanding Star Trek franchise on Paramount Plus, which includes the current, here's the list, which includes the current hit original series, Star Trek Discovery, Star Trek Picard, the animated Star Trek Lower Decks, Star Trek Prodigy, Star Trek Strange New Worlds, and Star Trek Lower Decks. I'm sorry, not Lower Decks, Short Treks. That's what I was trying to slip it in, but I messed up. I slip it in there.
It's the thought that counts.
Yeah.
They did some great detective work there, because if you go to IMDb and you click Star Trek Academy, there's nothing loaded in except for like a couple of the producers are listed as writers. And then they actually have season 1 up, and it kind of like points to who's writing it. I'm like, wow,
really?
that was good detective work.
That's
You never
awesome.
know what you'll find on IMDb.
Let's see. And is that on this in this later in this article? I did not see that.
No, that was like that was the first line of before the after the producers. The guy who sounds kind of Brazilian is writing it. It seems like if IMDb is to be believed.
Yeah, and
it
what's
looks like
cool
he
is
created Absentia, which I haven't watched yet, but it sounds cool.
it's cool to see a lot of interesting last names like Landau, like D'Amelio, I'm guessing. I mean, I'm guessing that looks Italian, and if so, I believe we don't pronounce the G when it's followed by an L. Sometimes somebody that knows Italian better. Wait, Amory, you know Italian. What am I talking
4
about?
semesters. You're right.
Would you say it's D'Amelio or D'Amelio or something else? Okay.
Good to know.
And what was the then there was another one, Gaia Violo. You're saying that sounded that's the one that sounded Brazilian?
And he's listed as it looks like the IMDb list hasn't been put together like super carefully, but it points to him.
I'm shocked.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how that develops.
Okay. BL says Martin Landau had 2 daughters, neither with that name, but Juliet Landau from Buffy is his daughter.
Y'all says there are other
Melissa
daughters
knows who
named
that
Susan.
is. I don't.
I did watch Buffy. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's cool. Okay. So there's a little bit more in here, and everybody in the live chat, let us know so far, how excited are you for the potential Starfleet Academy show, even though I know we know very little, but there's more to know
it's
still.
aimed at like a audience that really hasn't, a really specific audience that hasn't been targeted solely. So it's always great to have more Star Trek fans.
Great point, Emily.
Actually, the points we were going to make, the speculation is also in this article, so we'll just let them say it for us. If you'd like to take, and also, we know that Tawny Newsome is going to be in the writer's room. The Discovery timeline, you can assume it's going to, or the Discovery era, we should say. it's going to be then, because they mentioned that they haven't done this, done Starfleet Academy in 100 years. We know that that's not the case in 2401 or whatever. However, do we know that that's not the case in 2750?
Yeah.
Could be
4210.
Oh, that would be crazy. So what we do know is we can pretty much say that it's going to be somewhere after 2500. And then who knows when. But probably the Discovery era, right? Because, Tilly has gone there. So we don't know if Tilly's going to be in it, but there's a good chance that she will, because that's, they were kind of hinting at that before, or maybe they just were writing that and we're the ones that assumed it. That there must be, Star Trek fans are like so quick to like make connections. They're like, it must be, well, then it's got to be this. If they said this, it's got, like, we're just like such theorists about everything.
It would be really funny if it's in Discovery era and they don't have Tilly after making this whole point.
Yeah.
I'd be like, really? Is she
and
always
then
in the other room?
But then she's like all over the place in season 5 of Discovery. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
Could be.
suddenly Discovery is like about Michael Burnham and Tilly, kind of like, Voyager was Janeway and 7 of 9 for a good season or two there, kind of always button heads.
I guess that is one possibility. Like, for all we know, she doesn't survive season 5 of Discovery.
Yeah, we don't
That's
know
true,
who
too.
survives.
That's also true. Okay, let's see if there's anything else. Oh, okay. It continues. I'll read this portion here because it's got that cool episode with the cadets and Tilly. In addition, Discovery's Lieutenant Sylvia Tilly transferred off of her starship to pursue a role at the new Starfleet Academy after accompanying a group of cadets through a hazardous mission gone wrong in season 4's All Is Possible. Here was that fun crew.
That hot Orion guy. Yeah.
Was he hot?
He was a little broody, but yeah, exactly. A little emo for my taste, but he was cute.
Broody is better, yeah. Better description. Noga Landau, we spoke about this. Oh, that's Noga. She looks a little bit like the lady that plays Tendi.
A little bit.
Who's the actress that plays Tendi?
Noelle Wells.
Yeah, Noelle Wells, right. She looks a little bit like her. That's what I thought it was when I first saw that. Not that Noelle Wells would be relevant in this article, but that's just what popped in my head.
You never know. Tawny's in the writer's room.
Well,
so true.
And maybe there's a crossover, live action crossover.
Mm-hmm.
Or it could be like the Soong family, where they're just all over the place everywhere. They all look the same.
Because we haven't had enough of the Soong family lately. We're just all desperate for more Soong. Just
The
kidding, we
most
love you,
inbred
Brian.
family ever. Given they all look
They all look the same. What's going on here?
That's why they have to go in, right?
So the article finishes off by pointing out, that said, there's still plenty we don't know about Starfleet Academy series, so all of this speculation may turn out to be wrong. Hopefully the streamer will share some more information about the new shows soon, possibly next week for First Contact Day on April 5th. Well, that's actually tomorrow. Well, there you have it. While Star Trek Picard and Star Trek Discovery are both on their way towards their final adventures, the next one is about to begin for the Star Trek universe.
They could also change their mind on some parts. It could still be a Starfleet Academy show, but they say, like, let's shift this thing. Fair enough. I mean, they haven't written it all. I mean, do what's best.
I really did want a Starfleet Academy show in like the 90s Trek era.
Yeah.
Just because of all the people we could get as like guest lecturers.
Yeah.
We can't do that now, but we could do it like around 2405 or 2410, and then those people could all be guest lecturers, unless they want to de-age everyone.
I still wanted to hear Janeway's Borg class. Like, it was amazing.
Okay, so real quick, let's pick back up about the short treks. In the live chat, the poll people are fighting. Oh boy, the live chat, people are all over each other. They're fighting. Some people are saying, let's take it outside. It's getting messy. This is legit. However, 30% of you said, nah, short treks should. Oh, wait, I didn't even say short treks. I said short trek. Well, you know what we meant. 29% said, nah, short treks should not be considered an official series. And 70% of you said, absolutely, because that was the only other option. Otherwise, they would have just said, yeah.
Still doesn't add up to 100.
Never does with YouTube. YouTube, you know what it is? YouTube has like a tax. So they tax like 1% of the votes. So every time you have like a poll, they're like, the final 1% is ours. And Google will let you know if we'll release that 1% later come tax time. So we'll let you know.
That's awesome.
Okay. I do wonder where that decision is. It's definitely a gray area. So next on the list here, this is big time, everybody. This is the real deal. So everybody get serious, because our good friend,
what they expect and then see what they actually get. No, I'm just kidding.
Our good friend, Aaron Waltke, and he's a writer producer of course, on Star Trek Prodigy. And I say good friend because he was our good friend until we release this leak. He's going to be so mad at us. He's going to be like, I leaked that by accident. I wanted this to not ever be known. Now I'm angry.
This was a Star Trek Day announcement.
Yeah. So anyway, here it is. A few days ago, I don't remember the exact date. That I'm sure that's not important. Aaron J. Waltke says, there are certainly worse ways to spend a Saturday than building a Star Trek model set from 1989 while looking at gorgeous mountain views. Look at that. Beautiful. Look at. Now, the crazy part is there were some fans, some eagle-eye fans that looked really closely at this picture. And they're like, wow, look at the mountains. That's the interesting curtains. Looks like a big Bed Bath and Beyond. Not bad. Okay. And then, they looked around. They said, oh, Star Trek. Oh, look at that. That's got to be from All Good Things, right? That Picard right there. That's definitely an All Good Things Picard when Geordi comes up and he's like, Captain, there's something wrong with the phase regular or some such thing. Anyway, and there's some kind of contraption. I don't know.
And I'm like, what accessories?
It's like a pager.
Yeah.
Aaron Walke in the live chat says, I'm getting fired.
Oh, no, never.
He is livid
never.
right now. I could hear him screaming from 15 miles away right now on the other side of LA. There's a comm badge here. Oh, look at Captain's log. This guy, he's got some cards. This is legit. He's got a plate. Oh, maybe that plate was from Chuck A's plates right
security
here.
Plate.
Oh, that is
cute.
Freaking gorgeous. Chuck A, if you're still in the live chat, let everybody know if this is indeed one of your plates, and if so, where they can find it. But anyway, so people are looking at that and they're like, wow, great model set, 1989. And then they said, you know what? I'm done with this picture. I'm going to wait, what? Hang on a second. And they looked more closely and they see it looks like a digital image of Pulaski with Data behind her, and what looks to be the front page of a script called Star Trek Pulaski, or maybe it says Star, male Pulash, but they're guessing. And it says the animated series, and this is what they look like. They look like an animated Data and Pulaski. Episode 1 looks like it says A Network for Bruised Feelings. Written by Aaron J. Waltke. Final draft. Date's not important, I'm sure.
April Fool's Day.
No, April 1st. It says April 1st, 2023. So that's irrelevant, I'm sure.
And it's for Nickelodeon.
Yep. So of course the internet went nuts because obviously this is what the people want, and Aaron Waltke is bringing it to us, and it was going to be a huge surprise, but he accidentally let the android and the doctor out of the bag. So Everybody at home, we're gonna set up a poll now. Are you excited about Star Trek Pulaski?
The animated
course-
series. That's, I just pictured or got Mohammed's voice in my head. The animated series.
The animated series. Episode 1. As she embarks upon her no, sorry.
The poll is, are you excited
my
about
gosh.
Star Trek Pulaski? The options are so damn excited or no, but I don't have feelings, which is also possible.
Until
You know,
you
that's
watch the
okay.
episode.
Yeah. Anyway, so the great news, I'm sure there isn't much more news. You know, there was a second image as well that shows the spaceship set.
Oh my god, we should have Diana Mulder on the show. No one's
Anyways,
interviewed her yet.
Now, the problem is, however, actually, you know, this might not be important, but this was also tweeted out recently by our good friend Aaron J. Walk. He looks like it's a follow-up. Probably not important. But he says, for those asking for details from my subtle April Fool's leak yesterday, ... Wait a minute, subtle? Does that mean he did it on purpose? I would totally watch this show, #Star Trek, #Star Trek Pulaski. So it sounds like the sad news is that it's still in development.
Still in development.
Still
Maybe
in
it is now.
development.
Could be Alex Kurtzman watching, like, actually, no. We should do that.
Actually,
Get me CBS on the horn.
Exactly.
It's so good on the page.
it does look good on the page.
Exactly.
And the animation, yay! I'm there for that.
Mhm.
Be like Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman, but with Pulaski.
Exactly.
So what we call that is a quality. This is a high quality April Fool's joke because that paper was even stapled to a bunch of other paper. There's some good detail in there, and he didn't show all of it. I mean, so this is a master class in April foolery. And everybody at home that's asking, yes, April Fool's jokes can be continued throughout April. I've never heard of it being called April 1st Fools or April 1st
You do it
jokes.
all year.
Yeah, April Fools is anytime. And plus, if you're on the other side of the equator, I think, you know, April is like 3 days out of the year or 3 months, something like that. Right, Mohammed? You know, it's like that north-south. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't think they changed the months, but whatever. I mean, April's just a word, right? I mean, maybe somebody in some place does that. Like
You know what they call it in French?
The island of Mauritius. Maybe they do it there.
Oh.
Mauritius is an island off the eastern coast of Madagascar, everybody.
It is. It is.
Very cool.
There's
Very,
an
Oh my
endemic
God.
fruit fly species called Drosophila mauritiana that only lives there.
I was just going to say that.
There was a
I'm
guy who used to
jumping.
hang out at the library in college, and he was from Mauritius, and like that was his pickup line to every girl. And so, like, as girls would talk, they'd be like, "Oh, have you met the guy from Mauritius yet?" And like warn each other.
Was he like, hey, how's it going?
Well,
Why would you settle for less Mauritius when you could have Mauritius?
Mauritius.
he'd like have the website for their tourism board pulled up on his computer.
Oh my
So
gosh.
you, so smooth.
Near the Seychelles, where there's also an endemic Drosophila species called Drosophila seychellia.
Oh, I love that.
Very cool. What? There are a couple other islands near Mauritius
Wait,
too
what
that
is
are.
this?
There's what's the island that sounds like just a regular word, like Holiday Island or something like that?
Oh,
Easter. I don't know.
no, Easter's
That's
way
Pacific
over.
Island, yeah.
Yeah.
Live chat, let us know. There's another one that's like,
There's
I
like
know what you're talking about.
Amaret. No.
It has some simple name. I remember you saying that. I remember
yeah, like it's, like here, I'll look it up super quick.
Okay.
In the meantime, Aaron Wolke says
Reunion. That's the one I was thinking.
That's
yeah,
it.
that's what I was
Reunion.
thinking of, but it's French, so it's like it's pronounced.
The
in
Union.
French.
Oh yeah, that
There's
was what I was
lots
going
of
to
French
say.
show about it.
April Fools in French, we call it Poisson d'Avril. That means fish of April, because
Interesting.
everybody knows fish are great jokesters.
They're only good for a day.
So Aaron Welke says, I stapled it to an actual movie script I've been working on for Paramount.
Oh, so there's more to this story, is there?
Everybody's gonna zoom in and try to
Plot
see through the
thickens.
page.
Yeah.
I know.
Mr. Waltke, just between us,
Yeah.
what is this movie? You can just we won't tell anybody.
You read off the first page of the script.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I'm sure we can't ask. Let's see. Chuck A says, I have that plate and over 120 more in my eBay store, Chuck's Rare Star Trek Plates or TNG Fanatic. So everybody go check that out. And Aaron Walke says, the pilot's title comes from a TNG episode, The Child, from the scene she has with Data, where he corrects her on the pronunciation of his name. Oh, I love
that's
it.
right.
What does she say? She's like, what's the difference? He says, one is my name.
The other is not.
Yeah, that
Love
part makes me so angry. Because I get that all the time. Melissa, no, that's not my name. What's the difference? Well, I'll start calling you Fraud instead of Fred.
Fraud is good.
Yeah. No, that's a fair point. I think that's part of what got people to really, her treatment of Data in those early episodes, I think is part of why a lot of people never really bought into Pulaski.
Hard to like her after that. Although later on, she's grown on me more.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I think my initial reaction to her was negative because I was just used to Crusher, and I was a young, dumb guy. And I was just like, who's this woman? I liked the old one before. She was just fine. Why? Now I got to get used to a whole new person. So much work.
And she was
I
good.
think
She
we
did
like evolved as a
Crusher.
culture too, because why should we? I don't, but why should we, like, quote unquote, we like Bones as like an old grouchy doctor, but it's not okay if a woman does it. So I kind of feel like over time that's actually like softened, like that's more like normalized, and so it's easier to like her, which is a good thing.
And it's nice that they added in a character that wasn't as agreeable as everyone else. That adds a little bit of color to the stories that they were telling as well.
Good points by both of y'all.
So this is really interesting. Faith Howell asks, is it a Prodigy movie? I would watch that.
Oh my gosh, I would watch that.
I like how she
Heck
says,
yeah.
I would watch that. We would all watch the shit out of that.
Totally.
I can't wait. I'm already so excited for Prodigy to come back. It's like, come on. I don't want to wait till winter. I want it now.
But it'll keep us warm during those cold winter months.
They will. Let's be season
Planning
3.
behind
We'll
it.
just have season 3 then. Have season 2 now.
But that's also a cool thing is now that Aaron is a writer that, works on a show for Nickelodeon and Paramount, he could maybe toss pitches that are Paramount related, but he's not forced to stick with Paramount stuff. Now that door is open to him, he could say, I've always wanted to write a Western, or I've always wanted to write a fill in the blank. And I'm sure it's a lot. He's got that door open to where he can pursue, other lifetime dreams. And so that's really cool. So congratulations to Aaron Waltke that while he's working on this hit show, he can also continue to work on other things. And he knows that we'll all follow him like the Pied Piper that he is. Oh, wait, would that make us rats? No, forget it. Never mind. Isn't that what it was? Was it rats or was it like, what was it?
Rats.
Is it rats?
And children.
So.
Children. Yeah.
Okay, we'll be
yeah.
children. That's fine. That works. Okay. Well, let's move on in just a second. Jenny R. Johnson says Pulaski also wasn't that old. She was like 54. I thought she was like 1,000.
Which is also a really like something that new Star Trek and new television does a lot better.
Yeah. Yep.
Especially for its women.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
Like for example, Dr. Crusher and also like Janeway, they can be, their age and headlining at New York Comic-Con and still having roles in society and on Star Trek in a way that before Loxana sort of was pushing that envelope. And there was, I was listening to this Majel interview off topic where she said she was stopped in like a grocery store parking lot one time after TNG started because some like woman who is also like a senior citizen age was like, thank you so much for being on television and representing us. Like you just didn't see it back then. But yeah, great point.
Isn't that one of the things they said for Picard season 2? There were like 3 the actresses who were over 60 because it was like Jerry Ryan and the person who plays Laris. There's a third one. That's who it was. Yeah. Or wait, who's the third one though?
Well, it was over 50 and it was
Marina.
Michelle Hurd.
Michelle Hurd is
right. I just had the year
okay.
wrong. Yeah.
I think they get points for her. I think you get less points if it's somebody that was already in a show before, and that's why they're just brought on. Well, they also have someone like Picard, Patrick Stewart, who's freaking 80. Well, that's because but yeah, Michelle Hurd, they get credit for that, and she especially gets credit for that for being so freaking badass. I hope I'm that badass in 25 years.
Right. She's probably the same age as all of the Golden Girls were.
Yeah.
And that was on TV and they made them seem so decrepit, but not so decrepit. But Michelle Hurd is, she's an action figure herself and she'll
beat decrepit out of you. If she's 50, she is the same age that Diana Muldaur was when she played Dr. Pulaski. That's badass because when I was a kid, I thought Dr. Pulaski, I was like, where did they find this old lady? Like, what is going on? But I just checked. Jenny R. Johnson did say she was 50. I Googled it. She was born in 1938. So in 1988, when season 2 started, she was 50.
Wow.
And
I was a major ageist, apparently.
You were a little kid. I mean, when you're like under 10. Like,
well, it's also how this show.
It's
also how the show and the people on the show react to her. That is like kind of training us, and which was a product of its time.
Right.
So it's great how far that's come.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Aaron Walke's right about this too. He said when I was a kid, I thought TNG Picard was 75 years old and was mystified that he never seemed to age. I remember thinking that too. I mean, I was a kid. I remember thinking he was so old, but now I'm like, man, he's like younger than I am now.
in 88, in that second season, while Pulaski was played by a 50-year-old lady, Picard was played by a 48-year-old man.
Yeah.
He was 47 when it started. Unbelievable.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's wild to think about because
how old 47 was to us back
then. Well, but to be fair, it was older back then. I feel like it's much younger now than it was back then. I mean,
right.
There were teenagers that looked 30 back then.
And our good friend Grandpa One, Timothy Baum in the live chat is saying 50 is not old. He should know he's going to be 50 in like 8 or 10 years. So he knows it's creeping up on him. Grandpa One. All right. Leb D says kids think 40 is so old.
Oh, of course they do.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on. This is so weird. I still can't get over that. Or like how they people say like Will Wheaton is now older than Patrick Stewart was, when I'm like, stop. I can't.
Yeah,
doesn't work with my brain. Whoa, the Trek reviewer says Michelle Hurd is 56 years old.
She's amazing.
She's incredible. Unbelievable. Yeah. Okay, so let's move on past Dr. Pulaski's show, because that's probably not going to happen in the next year. So they're probably going to put all their money into. Well, if we really demand it,
I'm starting to.
They might push Starfleet Academy back a bit. And then Terry Matalas will be like, oh, you're pushing it back for Star Trek Legacy. And they'll be like, no, elbow drop. push it. It's for Star Trek Pulaski. Something like that, right? Maybe
I'm
not.
starting a petition.
All right. So
I'm
now
starting a Facebook group. It's going to be called Star Trek Pulaski parentheses Paramount Plus.
Do it. Do it.
Do an Indiegogo and get $1 million and
Yeah.
no, making fun of a fan series, certain fan series. They're not gonna do that.
Oh,
all right. So let's shift gears, everybody. We'll stop joking around. Our good friends over at trekmovie.com, they like to cover Star Trek Picard. And here is what they say. It's entitled Terry Matalas on How Picard Season 3 Ends, Setting Up Star Trek Legacy Spinoff. Wow. They didn't say setting up potential Star Trek Legacy spinoff or possible or hoped for with a hyphen.
yeah.
They said just straight up. So I don't know what they're trying to say
There
there.
are clues coming in these next few articles. So if you like scroll down quite a bit, because basically our friends in Glorious Trexperts or at a GalaxyCon panel and Terry Matalas called in during it, they were just talking about the movies. So a lot of this is about Kirk because they love Kirk. Not that I don't, but then yeah, starting here, they kind of got into this Star Trek Legacy idea.
Mohammed, you want to read this for us?
Sure, happy to. Season 3 passes the torch for Star Trek Legacy. As we previously reported, Matalas has pitched an idea he calls Star Trek Legacy. It will continue on the story after Season 3 with a combination of new and legacy cast members. At GalaxyCon, he confirmed that no work is currently happening for this concept, but again reiterated how Season 3 sets up another show. Quote, "Look, I love this time period in Star Trek, the 25th century. I always see it as the present day in Star Trek for me. It's where we all left off. And the way we leave this season is a passing of the torch from the last generation to the next. I would certainly love the spinoff to happen. We certainly leave it so that you can do that." The executive producer has also offered some specifics on the kinds of characters and storylines that could be a part of Star Trek Legacy. Quote, "Boy, wouldn't you want to check in with the Klingon Empire? Wouldn't you want to check in with Deep Space Nine and the Doctor from Voyager and everything that went on with the Bermanverse?" So that's kind of where I see is to explore the galaxy and sort of get back to the next gen roots of storytelling is what I would see as a kind of version of Star Trek I'd like to see with this group of characters that we're seeing. Quite a lot of C in there. I don't want to talk too much about them, although I think you could guess as to who I would like to see. And by the way, I think that includes a great deal of some of these legacy characters who I think have never been better. Jonathan Frakes being one of them. I mean, come on, guys. He's amazing. When moderator Mark Altman mentioned in an earlier panel in which DS9 star Nana Visitor said she is loving the new season, Matalas indicated he would like to revisit the character Kira Nerys as well.
Ooh.
Quote, "She's so good. I mean, gosh, you want to see that. I want to see Nana so bad. And what's going on with her and everyone. That would be phenomenal."
Wow.
Yeah, we should be seeing more of Nana.
That's
Yeah.
right.
We got a little taste of
is
her with Lower Decks.
Unbiased opinion.
Yeah. No, Matalas says, quote, "Be loud," end quote, and watch Picard. When it comes to how fans can make this spinoff happen, Matalas made it clear it wasn't up to him. When asked what fans could do, he offered some thoughts. Quote, "I have no idea what you could do. I think be loud, I guess. I don't work for Star Trek right now. We're not developing anything. I know that Star Trek came back to life because of the fans. They get to decide. So however you best make noise is however to do it." Matalas did agree that past techniques like letter writing campaigns do not work in the new era. He said one of the best ways for fans to show their support for the spinoff is to watch the show on Paramount Plus and to encourage former fans who may have walked away from Star Trek to try Season 3 of Picard. If you do want to show your support, one way would be to post or amplify messages on Twitter using the hashtag Star Trek Legacy hashtag. Oh, I see. I said the word hashtag. I was like, wait. There's also a petition calling for Star Trek Legacy, which has passed 15,000 votes, up 5,000 since we first reported on it 10 days ago. But Paramount Plus is a business, which is why Matalas says viewership, quote, and future DVD Blu-ray sales will likely be big factors in any decisions about it.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. That reminds me, that is a great way to do it, because look, it's a business. That's the bottom line. Because I remember when Enterprise was running out of steam and they were constantly threatening to cancel it, everybody was saying, oh, they can't cancel it. What are you doing? And they're like appealing to emotion. We love it, but it's such an important show to me. Businesses don't run on emotion.
Exactly.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter if they would get, if each one of those people that felt bad that Enterprise was getting canceled would just tell 10 of their friends to tune in next week, that would make a difference. So yeah, you got to do things that are, I mean, obviously be loud, like he said.
5 people to sign up for Paramount Plus this week to watch Picard.
Right. Definitely, you could tweet them. You could
and
do
then
that's kind of like
Prodigy after.
Yeah, that's kind of like a letter writing campaign, right? But if you are actually watching it and boosting those numbers, I told my friend Darth, who's a big, obviously, Star Wars fan, I said, dude, you got to watch season 3 of Picard. And he's like, yeah, but I never even watched season 2
your
yet.
Roommate buy his own?
Yes. So I told him, I said, season 3, you got to see it. And he said, I haven't seen season 2 yet.
Doesn't matter.
But then you know what he did? Yeah, I said, oh, it doesn't matter. You can still watch season 3. You don't really need to know that much if you don't have the time for it. But you know what he did? He went back and he binge watched season 2 anyway. Wow. So he watched season 2. Now he's up to season 3. So it works. Just tell your friends, hey, watch it. And they might do it if they value their friendship with you and they don't want to regret it. And another thing you can do yourself is just watch it 10 times.
You buy a whole bunch of Paramount Plus accounts on separate emails.
Okay, for a while I had 2 to try and help boost it myself.
There you go. Go ahead, Dr. Anne-Marie.
Yeah, Anne-Marie actually did that.
Yeah, for like 2 years when Discovery started.
2 accounts. You literally, right? You just straight up had 2 Paramount Plus accounts.
Yeah, when Discovery started, I was like, I want Star Trek to last forever.
That's a real fan. That's hardcore.
I love it. Thank you, Dr. Anne-Marie.
Yeah, especially because you have to counterbalance the people that they have 5 people watch on their Paramount. Yeah. So that means everybody else has to, you buy 2 accounts or buy 20 accounts if you can afford it. Uh-oh, what happened? Dave Gregory says, them fighting words, Ryan. What did I say this time?
The friend or the friend, you better be watching Star Trek, or we're not friends anymore.
That's true. I didn't mean it. Yeah, but just tell your friends, everybody. Tell your friends to watch it. They will watch it. Check it out. Tell them to enjoy it. Watch all of Picard. Watch all the seasons, especially season 3, if they only have time for 1, and then tell them to watch all the others like Prodigy, Strange New Worlds, and so on.
And Faith Howell makes a good point. It's not like it's 26 episodes or anything.
Yeah,
except for Prodigy, but they're short episodes. So it's like
it was basically like 10 if it was full length. Yeah.
Right.
Good point.
Well, oh yeah, I was just reminded of the Orville.
Yeah, Aaron Wilkie says, please buy 20 accounts and exclusively stream Star Trek Prodigy. Yes, exactly.
I love that. That's amazing. I love it though. People should do it.
Could we also theoretically, does Nickelodeon must have their own app as well? You could, in theory, also get a Nickelodeon.
Well, I don't know, because I watch Nickelodeon
or whatever the heck they do.
Right.
That's how I watch my Doug and my Inspector Gadget.
And Avatar: The Last Airbender.
And Tintin. Yeah.
Don't forget Avatar.
So it's not. So do they have an app or don't they? Nickelodeon, their own.
I think it's part of the Paramount.
Right.
Oh, is it?
There's like a Nickelodeon section.
Well,
like
we're about to
fusion things that's going on.
But I'm not sure, like, if you have cable, if you can just like watch that on demand, and there's like on Nickelodeon, and then if you can watch it through that.
Yeah.
Who has cable anymore? Just kidding.
It looks like they've got an app, but it's like actually like an app, for a mobile device, and you can watch episodes on it. Yeah.
So it's not like Hulu and Disney that are combined, or what is it? AMC and some other channel is combined, and there's
Are they on BBC America?
Remember when the stocks for AMC were going through the roof? What happened with that? Okay. Moving on.
Yeah, don't know anything about
Yeah, me neither.
that. Jeffersons, love that show. What you say?
Oh, you know what? Actually, we'll get to that in a second. Let's continue on with Terry Matalas, who also lets everybody know that there is another thing in the works. Before we get to the Star Trek Legacy stuff, we got to finish Star Trek Picard, and he did give us a little bit of insight onto what's coming up sometime in the next 3 episodes. So everybody check that out. It's actually the next episode.
Oh my gosh.
It says next
love
episode,
this.
Neelix's Dark Return.
That's
and it's got
horrifying.
Neelix's face on the changeling face. So a lot of people's theories are proven to be correct.
Mhm.
with that.
It's amazing.
That is horrifying.
Yeah, gross that stuff
I
is. They're like so
know.
meaty. They're like raw chicken
Beef.
thigh, you know?
Yeah, it does
Yeah,
look like that.
it's
Yeah.
pretty gross.
That is some good
Okay.
Photoshop.
I wonder if the new faction are the only ones that evolve, or if the changelings still in the Great Link look like we know Odo did. I wonder.
They made a comment about that in the last episode, saying that they could give the ability to others, but it caused them great pain and shortened their lifespan.
Oh, missed that part.
Okay. And then next, I don't know how long we need to talk about
Oh, you want to go to
Neelix.
Screen Rant article about the composers, because that's sort of like a follow-up to a clue about
Okay.
the Star Trek Legacy. So basically,
I'll pull it up right
because I
here.
can't remember their names. Yeah.
This is
Okay, so-
screenrant.com. Oh, our good buddy, Mr. John Orchiola. That's back of the
Oh,
head. Sometimes you see back of the head in the live chat. Sometimes you see John Orchiola here. But he likes to write really cool articles. This one is entitled Star Trek Picard Composers Say Something Teed Up After Season 3. What the heck does that mean, Amory?
Okay, so if you scroll, so basically he did an exclusive interview with Stephen Barton and Frederick Weidman, who are the composers for Picard. And so obviously it says something's teed up. And then when you scroll down, let me see where it was. The Stephen Barton quote, there is something teed up. Obviously, we can't say exactly what, because there are many fates yet to be decided. But I mean, yes, I think Star Trek is at a bit of a crossroads in a way as a franchise. Discovery is coming to an end with season 5, and Picard has come to an end with season 3. Or has it though? I don't know. You know, maybe there'll be something. So-
Okay.
Oh,
That's a
Good
little too
tease there.
coy.
Yeah,
that is very coy.
very cool.
Plus, I mean, and that's the composers knowing something's up, which means like,
Yeah.
Right.
is this like far enough along to be announced at First Contact Day, if that's even being observed tomorrow? Because in other years they've like actually done tweets and press releases about news coming on First Contact Day.
There's
and
no
we
way.
haven't done that
I don't
this
think
year.
there's any way that they're going to announce Star Trek Legacy on Star Trek. Oh, maybe Star Trek Day, but not First Contact Day. That's
Sorry,
tomorrow.
yeah, I meant First Contact Day, but yeah.
Right.
Because then Terry Matalas wouldn't be saying, well, just be really loud. He'd be like, well, I think you'll be hearing
Right.
something soon.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But maybe Star Trek Day. That's definitely something 5 months away. He does seem a little bit too much in the know. Like, is the composer really like the second or third person to know everything?
Exactly. That's what I was
That feels
this is-
like things are trickling down. I mean, who knows? That's a lot of speculation, but that's very
Maybe
interesting.
not. They just hang out in the sound booth. The showrunner's there. They're having chips, waiting for like people to come off break, and maybe they just
Having
spill their
chips.
guts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chips are so freaking good, though.
Man, I was at a meeting a couple weeks ago, And I started eating these chips, and they were really loud. And then everybody was staring at me. And I was like, "Oh shoot! Somebody just asked a question, didn't they? I couldn't hear it at all. Stupid chips were so loud."
Amazing.
Speaking of
So
which,
embarrassing.
the article continues. Metalis teased that Star Trek Legacy would focus on the last generation and the next generation.
Oh, hold on. Caveat. They put up we don't know episode 9's title yet, but IMDb has listed episode 10's title as The Last Generation. For Picard season 3. Okay, sorry. Continue.
Indicating it would continue what Star Trek Picard season 3 has intriguingly set in motion. This could potentially mean the return of Jack Crusher, Geordi LaForge's daughters, Sydney and Alondra LaForge, and perhaps Commander 7 of 9 and Captain Liam Shaw aboard the USS Titan A. USS Titan A? Star Trek Legacy would also allow the TNG icons to reprise their roles, something actors Jonathan Frakes, Michael Dorn, Gates McFadden, and others have expressed interest in.
Not good grammar.
Yeah, the in at the end there. We all know you ended in a preposition there. I mean, that does seem like that's what it's setting up. You know, you also have those bridge officers or that bridge crew who may or may not be included. You know, look, Discovery had a bridge crew that were basically extras in the first season, and those actors stuck with it, and they got more and more lines. The fans demanded more and more backstory on who these people were, and we got more of it. And now we know all their names, except Anne-Marie always gets them mixed up.
I still don't know Bryce and Reese. And I still don't know which is which.
I do. So you never know. They could bring them back. Certainly Ashley Chestnut as the pilot. Jack Crusher, I mean, what would he be? You know, I don't know how they could incorporate him. Yeah, but
he's got a medical background, helping people out with his mom.
That's a great point. Look, they could be like a field commission, like what they did with Kess. That's a nurse, right? And then Tom Paris after that. That was one of the reasons I was bummed out about
everything.
Yeah, I was bummed out about Kess leaving because I liked
Me too.
her relationship with the Doctor, and I liked having more
really
characters being able to do more things, like when Neelix kind of moved into security, or when Rom moved into engineering. You know, all these kind of little extra things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Interesting. Plus, there's that like there is some other. It's not like the Star Trek Legacy shows come out of nowhere. Like we were seeing things from like the Trade magazine interviews for a while of like Alex Kurtzman hinting at a Star Trek anthology show in the mix. So it's not like this is out of nowhere. This has been for like the past year or two. But I mean, obviously, I really would love it to happen. And then maybe spin-offs to come out of good episodes of that.
Wait a minute. Michelle Hurd would have to be a part of this, right?
Well,
Absolutely.
Yeah. That would be great as well.
That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
Love to see
you've
more
already
on the
got half of your senior staff kind of filling out just from. We don't need to, bring back all of the TNG crew or really any of them. You can just fill out what you have. Now, of course, we're going to love it when they do. When they do bring back Worf or Frakes, maybe they're not regulars. Maybe they just, show up for an episode or two to make our hearts sing. But that sure would be cool. And we know that Terry Matalas very much seems to want to do this, and the fans very much want it.
You know what? There was another really interesting tidbit this week that I didn't see anybody really commenting on. So there was this, like Star Trek sometimes does those behind the scenes videos that they release on Twitter. There was one with Roxanne Dawson. It's like dressed up, and she was talking about being an engineer. And I was like, Roxanne Dawson is a very busy woman. How did they get her in hair and makeup and to come to Paramount to like do this interview unless they're like teeing her up for something in the future soon? And she was there anyway.
Interesting. Are you
either
thinking
directing or if B'Elanna shows up in something? I mean, obviously she could show up in Prodigy because she's already been name dropped for the Dauntless. But even if she shows up like sort of in the end of Picard or something, or if she's directing one of the other shows. Just seemed like very suspicious, because especially with how hard it was to schedule her even for the Voyager documentary. And like it took forever for her even to zoom in for Delta Flyers, like years. It was like, how did Star Trek get her to do all
She's
this
all over the world.
interviews? Yeah.
She is a working director all over the world. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
She's keeping herself very busy.
It just seems like there's something there that might be revealed soon.
I wonder if they bring.
How?
Oh, sorry, please.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I wonder if they're gonna bring back Soji, because I mean, she just kind of stopped. Like there was no conclusion to her story, really. I mean, she was there like in like the first episode
weird.
or so of Picard season 2, and then like just never saw her again.
Mhm.
We saw that young version of her, or not young, but the earlier, that's what I meant, the earlier version of her from like the 2020s. That's the one that went off with Wesley Crusher. But Soji's, I assume, just hanging out there in that timeline, or in that era.
All right, so we've
I
got
assume
a poll.
Severianus would be up for it.
Got a poll in the live chat. The question is, would you watch Star Trek Legacy? The answers
This is a trick
are
question.
I love the
absolutely,
second choice.
or no, but I don't like Star Trek, which is also fine. I mean, we accept anybody that wants to watch the show. Please feel free. You don't have to like Star Trek to watch the show. It's a little confusing, but you know, if that's what you want to do. There are definitely people saying that they don't like Star Trek in the poll, so it could happen.
Wow.
It's probably May Borello, to be honest.
It's a robot. Oh yeah, I
It's
think she
Borello.
thinks it.
Yeah, May Borello, you could tell she doesn't really like Star Trek.
It's all the people who agree that April Fool's is the whole month of April.
Or 3 days in the Southern Hemisphere. I'm just kidding.
Right.
Lucia's like, we don't do that. We're in the Southern Hemisphere. We don't do that.
So just finishing up on Picard, our good buddies. Yes.
Oh, I thought you were
Our
pulling
good-
up this week's.
Yeah, I am.
Oh,
Our
go
good
ahead.
buddies at trekmovie.com give us a little bit of a preview, which was sent out by Paramount Plus. The next episode is entitled Surrender. The synopsis is: Vadic forces Picard to make an impossible choice, deliver what he can never give, or watch his crew perish. Their only salvation lies in the mind of an old friend and old foe.
Which probably means,
Fatal War.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Good thinking. I was going
Based on the
to
preview,
I was going
they
to
had that
struggle
little-
with that for days.
Yeah, the Paramount Plus released that little preview where Geordi was saying, we can't turn him on because he's not alone in there, or something like that. So
We can't turn him on. We need Tasha Yar.
that'd be great. We'll take it. I'm all in.
That's
Wow.
what he said. So here are some of the images for everybody just listening in. We've got some images of Beverly and Picard talking with Vadic. She looks very distraught about something. Beverly's thinking about something, about to say something intelligent. Now she's talking to
Family
Jack
picture.
Crusher.
Family picture.
Oh yeah, family portrait.
Aww.
Beverly. Jack Crusher talking with Ashley,
His new
Sydney
girlfriend.
LaForge.
Girlfriend.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Remember when she turned to him and she was like, "Why did you say that?"
That was a good line.
And there she is by herself with a cool little background. That's kind of fun.
Okay, but get to the ones that I'm really excited about.
Yeah, the Imzadis in space.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
They look like they're in a
I can't
wiffle
even
ball or
wait.
something.
Yeah, it does look like a wiffle ball.
That's the coolest looking prison I've seen. Or jail, whatever it is. Holding cell.
So this being held captive forced them to make up. That's sweet.
Oh my god, and like if I ever get married, I just want plain gold bands too, just like them. They're so
I thought you were
cool.
gonna say I want to be in a big honeycomb prison.
And that of love. Oh my god, I
Wow.
love them so much.
The
I can't
lighting
wait.
and colors.
Oh, look at his
freaking
leg
gorgeous.
too. Look at his Riker
Oh,
maneuver.
he's doing it.
Oh my gosh.
Or is he
doing the
just
leg
sitting? Wait, or is he just sitting? I can't tell.
Oh yeah, no,
It
you're
looks
probably
like
right.
he's
He's
sitting.
sitting. That's a
Oh,
name.
that would have been amazing if it wasn't.
Well, he probably
Help
does it in a
himself.
later episode. Wow, there's a lot between the two of them.
I'm so excited. She just
Oh.
looks amazing. I can't wait.
There's so much on her face. Like,
Vatic smoking a
And what was
spliff.
this? What was the cigarette
So much
budget for this?
emotion.
That's a spliff, man. If I've ever seen a spliff before. Then we've got 7
See,
talking
Jenny
with
R. Johnson
Shaw.
says, I literally couldn't breathe when I saw those Imzadi pics. Exactly.
Aw.
Exactly. So excited.
Ooh, okay.
My
So
God,
the
that
bridge
guy looks like
crew,
Artemis from here.
the bridge crew is being held up by one of these guys that we still don't know what they are. I'm still hoping or guessing that it might be the Breen.
I hope so too.
We see Shaw's
We'll
okay
see.
there too.
Mm.
So he was
Yeah,
kind of
Sean's
bruised up
all-
and on the ground before.
Yeah, he's
the
all
last
healed
episode.
up.
But
Yep.
didn't Terry Matalas hint that they were changelings as well?
Probably.
They had that weird element or whatever that Crusher used to scan to find them.
Mm-hmm.
And go to Star Trek on Paramount Plus to watch that trailer if you'd like. Or we could just play it right here for you. Nah, you go check it out, Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
They've earned it.
We don't
They've
wanna
done
get
all the
banned.
work. And the people that run, by the way, the Star Trek on Paramount Plus and Paramount Plus social media are amazing people. They're very nice. So any chance you get to send good thoughts their way and say thanks for everything you do or give them kudos or whatever it is, do it. So they get that positive reinforcement and they know that we appreciate them. Because a lot of times when we appreciate something, we don't tell them. We just go, oh man, these guys are great. But make sure to tell them so that they know. We give a lot of negative reinforcement when we don't like something. Believe me, Twitter is full of that. But it's also important to
Totally.
say when you appreciate their work and you say, you guys are doing a great job. We really appreciate you. I think that goes a long way.
I love Glenn Iverson's quote here. I want to hear Kermit's voice coming from one of the helmets singing, "It's not easy being Breen." Well done, Glenn.
Amazing.
Oh, wow. We're just about out of time. So let's go very quickly over to TrekCore.com says Master Replicas continues Eagle Moss Star Trek starships. Let me just give you a little hint of this. But definitely go check that out. That's at TrekCore.com. Read that and make sure that you tweet out our good buddies, Ben Robinson, Twitter. What's his Twitter handle?
I'm looking
Emery,
at
do you
it right
remember?
now.
Yeah, thanks.
It's Ben C.S. Robinson.
Everybody go tweet out Ben C.S.
these-
Robinson and tell him
These
how
are
excited
expected
you are
to
about
sell
this.
out fast. So if you're interested, make sure you're ready for
Ooh, a
Friday.
Delta flyer.
I want the USS Newton. So I could say, it's not a
It's
cookie,
not a
mother.
cookie. It's not a USS cookie.
USS Newton.
Oh my gosh.
La Serena,
Ooh.
nice. Very
There's
cool.
the Franklin,
Updated.
the NX Franklin from Star Trek Beyond.
The Pegasus, hey.
Oh,
Great episode. Shenzhou, wow, great ones. Equinox, amazing. Reliant, we know all these. These are great.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and lastly, so everybody go check that out. Lastly, Paramount Plus has a writer's mentoring program. I wonder if Tuvok would call it a writer's mentoring program, because I said mentoring, because you could be mentoring, but it's like sensors and anyway.
It's nice their commitment to like training people, because remember they also previously had that command training program for folks too. So it's nice they're broadening
And
it out
the
to other
internships with, I think,
Exactly.
Moore got his job through that. So, but what's really cool is like this one's been going on. This is the 19th year, and
So awesome.
18 current showrunners have come out of this.
Wow.
Wow.
So basically, you can apply now that it's April, anywhere from April 1st to May 1st if you're a writer, and you just have to be over 21. And then they meet with you like every week, and there's a mock writing room for half a day, and like it's just for like 16 weeks. It sounds amazing, and you get to make all these like it's great networking. So if you know you are someone is a writer or aspiring writer, make sure to check this out. Doesn't hurt you.
And where you can find that, everybody just listening in, because we don't have time to read the whole thing to you. It's paramount.com/writers-mentoring-program. So that's paramount.com/writers-mentoring-program. Check that
No
out.
apostrophes or anything too.
Nah,
So cool.
just go be a showrunner. Go sign up for this thing and go be a showrunner. It's basically guaranteed. If you scroll down, it's pretty much guaranteed in the fine print that if you sign up for this thing, they'll make you a
You're so
showrunner
gonna
of
get
Star
fired.
Trek Legacy.
Yeah. And then you have to come on our show and talk about it.
Yeah.
Give us exclusives.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Remember the little
Yes.
people.
Yes.
All right. Oh, and we did promise one thing. So we'll give you 5 seconds of that, and then we're gonna
Oh, Dave Gregory.
get serious. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so
I
good.
can do a trivia question after that.
Yeah. So here we'll fast forward a tiny bit. Here's Dave. Hey, there he is. What's up, Dave
Dave.
Gregory?
Like,
Oh,
first
you
of all,
can't hear
this
us.
workshop, I just can't even get enough of.
I know. Look at how gorgeous this thing is. Wait a
This
minute.
is
He's got a
basically
Star
like-
Trek Pulaski script in the background too.
I'm like,
He's breeding tribbles.
Oh, wait a minute. There was a cat there. Sorry, we got to see the cat.
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Cat
So
is-
it's a really cool
Okay,
video.
first of all, I'm obsessed with how he's like has like orthopedic scissors for like taking
I
out
know.
people's casts. Like, this is the most like amazing unbagging ever.
And I'm glad
So
that he
cool.
blocked out his address, because otherwise I'd be like, oops.
Otherwise, you're like, I'm coming over for a tour.
So he
That's so
pulls things
cool.
out one by one, talks about it.
It's so cool.
That is
Beautiful.
neat.
Oh, look at that from The Wire.
Dude, these cards are awesome.
Those were great additions by Melissa. She found those. Those were Aaron's old stash, right?
That was cool.
Yeah. Yep.
Beautiful. Great condition too. Shiny and gorgeous.
Yeah. And I
See-
picked out the ones that I thought that each of the winners would like, because I know
Mhm.
that David Gregory likes Captain Cisco a lot. So, and Jake Cisco. So.
So everybody at home, these were for the winners that of the guesses for the Lappies, the 2023 Lappy Awards. We had people make guesses, and the winners got some big old packages. And these big old packages had all kinds of goodies in them. So next year, this could be you. You could get all kinds of cool things. Look at these shirts and stuff. You're gonna love every second of
Amazing.
this.
Plus, the commentary is just like the greatest thing of all time.
Amazing.
And then we had sponsorships. Melissa Longo put a bunch of stuff in there. Atomic Network, the Voyager documentary. That's a Tuvok Rocks shirt from them. Anyway, so go check that out. If you can find a Dave Gregory online on Facebook, otherwise he'll tell you in the live
And it'll
chat.
be it's in the Facebook group for Virtual TrekCon and the Seventh Throne.
That's the easiest way. You're right. What's our trivia question today, Dr. Knorr?
Well, this follows up on Dr. Anne Marie earlier talking about speaking Italian. So thinking about foreign languages, and you know, many of you in your high schools or possibly in college had to learn a couple of foreign languages. But our favorite Kelpian, Saru, knows more than a couple. How many languages can Saru speak? That is the trivia question. How many languages can Saru speak? The number is an integer between 1 and 100.
Integer.
Yeah.
Well, now that we know it's an integer, you're
whole
practically
number.
giving it away.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, everybody, by the way.
Oh wait, I have to also say one of my favorite things about Dave Greger's video was that he shouted out all the other winners. which was
Yes.
so
That was
cute.
So
incredibly
sweet.
gracious.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was just amazing.
It's easy to be
That's great.
gracious when you get first place, but we'll give it to him this time. We'll give it.
So
I want to
cute.
see the fifth place person shouting out the four people above them. They'll be like,
So
yeah,
cute.
shout out to David Gregory for winning this thing so that I didn't get first place, but their package was still nice.
Yeah.
So anyway, let us know, everybody, if you've got some guesses. Wow, a lot of guesses. 47, 36, 94, 92. A lot of people saying 47.
Star
Maybe
Trek
that's
numbers, fair guess.
Okay. Also, everybody, we promised you a big announcement. So the announcement is that next week we will have a special guest on to make the big proclamation of what May 22nd will be. Everybody in the live chat, let us know right now what your guess is. What is May 22nd? What are we going to do? What's it going to signify? What's the big deal about May 22nd? It's a Monday. Let us know in the live chat. If anybody guesses right, you too will get a giant package from Virtual Trek Con, and you're going to love it. So what do you think May 22nd will be? We will be announcing it first thing next week, next Tuesday, right here on the main viewer. It will be live.
It's Monday.
It is Monday.
Everybody loves Mondays.
I know what it is. It's May 22nd.
It's Monday. We're both right. Yay.
Monday's always been my favorite day since my adulthood.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Because everybody would like go back to work and get out of my hair, and I'd be like, all right, good, leave me alone. You know?
Yeah.
Anyway. All right, so let's talk about this week super quick. Yesterday, the 7th rule released. What was it? What was yesterday? Oh, the full review of Next Generation episode Haven. That was the one with Luoxana Troy and Armin Shimmerman's face in the box.
Yeah.
The full review, check that out on the 7th Rule YouTube channel, of course, with Denise Crosby, Sirach Lofton, and myself. Now, let's see, on Wednesday, on the Falling Tower YouTube channel, that's tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, Dr. Muhammad Noor and I, as well as one Melissa Longo, will be reviewing a Paramount Plus production written by Aaron J. Waltke. No, it's actually the first episode of Tulsa King. Have you seen Tulsa King? Hey, you should check it out. It's really good. Guess what? Sylvester Stallone stars in it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's that show. They were filming it in my neighborhood. You looked so
Oh, that's cool.
cute. Yeah.
All right. So everybody check that out. That is tomorrow, Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Time on the Falling Tower YouTube channel. Then on the 7th Rule YouTube channel on Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, the 7th Rule will have our review of Picard Season 3, Episode 8. Watch Picard Season 3, Episode 8, then hop on over to the 7th Rule YouTube channel at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, because we're going to talk about it, and it's going to blow your minds, hopefully. And then, oh, here's the big one. Here's another big announcement. Friday, Star Trek and Chill. It's episode number 50. It is the 50th episode extravaganza, okay? No Star Trek series has even made 50 episodes besides Discovery over the last 20 years. So there's something there.
Mm.
No, not really.
And these shirts.
And these great shirts. You'll love these shirts. But anyway, go check it out. That is right here on this channel, the Virtual TrekCon channel, live 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, Star Trek and Chill, 50th episode extravaganza. And then lastly, on Sunday, go over to the 7th Rule YouTube channel. This is 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. And that is going to be the first segment review of Too Short a Season. That's Next Generation episode Too Short a Season with, of course, Denise Crosby, myself, and Sirach Lofton. Then after that, we will have a Deep Space Nine deep dive segment right after that. It is A Man Alone, and it's good stuff, right? A Man Alone, yeah. No, past prologue. Past prologue. A Man Alone will be after that.
Right. We just did A Man Alone last week.
So much Star Trek. Anyway.
On Sunday.
That's it. Muhammad, what's the answer?
So it's interesting. So if you go to Memory Alpha, the answer it says is 94, which I saw several people in chat say. However,
wow, very good.
Well, however, there's a however to this. It said Saru had to learn those to fit in with Starfleet Academy. Now, did that include his original Kelpian language? Maybe not. And in season 4, obviously he learned to speak with the 10C. So Aaron Walkie said 96. And
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
like,
that is
not that
arguably a better answer. So, but kudos to 94 or 96 folks. So
Wow,
Yeah.
good knowledge, everybody.
I know.
By the way, speaking of which, would you watch Star Trek Legacy? 2% of you said no, but I don't like Star Trek. The rest said absolutely. But the poll had 47 votes, everybody. So that is the magic number. What a deal there. Remember to come back here, everybody. Tuesday, April 11th. That's 411. That means we're going to give you the information. We're going to have a special guest, a big announcement. By the way, what were the guesses in the live chat?
Will Wheaton's joining the seventh rule.
Okay, that is a guess. Memorial Day, I presume. Lucia says no idea. Linda Andrick says my cousin's birthday. Yes, that's part of it.
Great.
All right, so everybody
says boom.
I love that. I saw that too.
Awesome.
good work.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so that's it. We'll see you next week, everybody. But before that, we'll see you on those other channels. You're going to love it, especially the 50th anniversary. Check that out. And Melissa Longo, where can people find you online?
At Melissa Longo, Malissa, not Melissa, Melissa. Not Dada, but Data. Anyway, and the introvertedrepublic.com. And don't forget to give this video a like before you go.
Anne-Marie, where can people find you online? Apparently you have to sing it.
Twitter at Anne-Marie Siegel 1.
That was Twitter at Anne-Marie Siegel.1.
No dots.
Anne-Marie Siegel 1. What about you, Mohammed?
Oh, Duke.edu. Just kidding. I mean, I do work there. You can't find me there. On Twitter at or Facebook or Instagram at Mafnoor, M-A-F like Frank, N like November, O-O-R. Or on YouTube is Biotrekkie, B-I-O-T-R-E-K-K-I-E.
Let's give a shout out. Just Rosie 5 says, oh man, I came in that late. Well, thanks for showing up, Just Rosie. We appreciate you. And everybody, you can find me on Twitter at Ryan TG Husk. I actually have 7 blue check marks because everybody's losing theirs. I've just been collecting them and they're free. I don't know what that means. I just know everybody's talking about check marks right now.
Really?
At Ryan TG. When I was a kid, I used to get check marks after my name on the board for that was bad.
Ooh.
Check marks were bad. At Ryan TG Husk, or Virtual Trek Con, Falling Tower, or the Seventh Rule on your favorite social media platform and or YouTube. We'll see you all there. That's it. Thanks very much. We'll see you next week. And man, so much good stuff. Do not miss it next week. We'll keep saying it. Mohammed's like, no, we don't. And we're not going to keep saying it. I got to go.
Freeze frame like your favorite Seventh Rule character.
Like your favorite. Oh, and everybody go to the Star Trek and Chill shop and get yourself a nice Bozeman Phoenixes or a nice Decor Province Majors to celebrate not just April 5th, which is First Contact Day, but also this is the first week of Major League Baseball regular season. Everybody's excited about baseball in the first week. After a while, it wanes, but thanks very much. And when you're thinking about baseball and how it relates to Star Trek, well, you're probably drunk. Put it on the main viewer.